Hey everyone, I'm Black Lightning, and this is the November 2019 update. And I have some bittersweet news. So, before I get into the update, I'm just going to let everyone know that this series is no longer a possibility of being financially viable. Last year it had that potential, but uh, it's not performing the way it used to. On my channel, at least. I'm like 3 chapters deep already, and everything is in the red still. So like even after all of this, my channel is shrinking. So yeah, I guess I made a gamble, and it was a flop. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it a flop. I mean, I appreciate everyone who's watching and giving good friendly comments. That keeps me going. So you might be wondering, am I going to quit? No. Like I said, this is a passion project. I'm gonna keep it going no matter what. I have fun, genuinely have fun working on this. It's just no longer going to be this thing I push forward or double down uh, or basically just um, push it out as fast as I can. I'm no longer going to do that. It's just going to be this fun project I do on the side. All of the things I do or I have plans to do, as far as a bigger universe where it's no longer like there's more than just the Black Lightning characters that it's following. Like it's featuring other characters like Wingless Butterfly characters, and another story I plan on working on that will run side by side, featuring other brand new characters, and that'll be it. After that, Season Scientists just have Binary Rose, the Multiverse Chamber, Wingless Butterfly, and this unknown, untitled project or story I'm working on, which will be really fun. It's not something I'm just adding on for the sake of it. It really ties into everything, and I think it's needed to like really flesh out the I guess the power side of things. How did people come to use it, and what did people do? What was the first thing that people started doing as soon as they found out that they were inheritors, like have these powers? So that explains that side of things. Wingless Butterfly is more like explaining this technological dystopian society, as well as discrimination against people who are not inheritors. So they tell like different stories, but they help tell an overall, I guess, part of this Binary Rose story, or the story of the human condition in this universe. So I'm also planning on adding more voice actors for the main Binary Rose plot. So you're gonna start seeing some other characters not voiced by me show up. So it'll make things a lot more bigger and more alive. So I don't plan on quitting. I'm gonna keep going with this, but when 2020 hits and nothing has changed, then you can pretty much expect less uploads, because I'm going to try to. I should be done with college, and I'll be looking for a job in the industry in some way. I just can't focus strictly on Binary Rose as a main route. I mean, it would have been great if I was getting the ad revenue to keep me afloat, and the Patreon to help with the cost, like with the budget, being able to pay the voice actors, more voice actors, but to help me out. But I just can't do that. It sucks. I wish I could, make this my number one um, job here, but no, it just can't. I can't do it. So I'm going to continue working on this, but 2020 things will be a lot slower, because it's going to be running on pure passion. It's no longer something I'm doing because of the promise of, a financially viable career path with this. Um, Maybe if I didn't have this 1 year gap, I think YouTube may have I guess I don't know. Redirected people away from the channel because even with this, I still would have had at least how I guess the couple hundreds views. I mean, of course, I wasn't getting thousands like per chapter. I mean, some chapters did reach thousands or above, but for the most part, like the first week or so, it usually get a couple hundred. But now they're struggling to get 200. And my latest chapter, a new approach, is just it performed the worst out of all of them. And I'm pretty much sure that the next three chapters will perform just as bad. I mean, it's still, I mean, I still, like I said, I still appreciate everyone, but I guess money is king here, and viewership engagement is king here. So I'm just gonna, from now on, I'm just gonna treat it as a passion project. So I'm still gonna be thankful and grateful for everyone who watches it, but this is no longer something I can pursue as a career. This series, I don't know, I'm calling it a career, but something that is financially viable, as I meant to say. And is that everything? I believe that's everything. So yeah, that sucks, but I'm gonna keep it going, and hopefully, I guess, wish me luck in the industry when I'm done with college. And so this is Doom Multiverse Chamber, Chapter 3. Let's get started with the updates. So Chapter 3 is coming along well. I just have 15 panels left to do. I stopped working on it for a bit just to finish up Chapter 8 because Chapter 8 needs to be done because it's been going through this development hell where it's more like a Frankenstein project now. I've been revising it over and over and over again because I wanted to make it less preachy and more, I guess, of a character piece between the two, like Black Lightning and James. And Chapter 8 is really the conclusion to this Black Lightning and James arc that's been going on. That's been set up since Chapter 3.5, Chapter 4. Yeah, and Chapter 4 as well. So it pretty much just ends this part here. And you get a conclusion here whether or not Black Lightning can unite people of different ideologies, and what does James think of all of this. So you get the conclusion to that, and then after Chapter 8, things get serious because it's time to introduce the big baddie, or the big antagonist of this entire Binary Rose universe. Like, so final that if he does, I mean, whatever gets resolved here, that's probably it won't be, oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It's not a probability, but it will be the end of Binary Rose if this happens. If this little plot gets, well, not little plot, but this plot here gets resolved with this character that's coming up after Chapter 8. So I'm pretty much introducing him, and then after that, I will be at the season Cyan finale. So as of now, things are still getting started, so this is nowhere near the end. But as far as season Cyan goes, yeah, I'm near the end of season Cyan. I believe there's only 11 or 12 planned Binary Rose chapters, and then that'll be it. However, I'm also working on Wingless Butterfly. Wingless Butterfly is now down to 3 segments left. After these segments are done, I am good to go with uploading. Now that I'm seeing, I could add some more light here. This shadow shouldn't go here. But, I usually do touch-ups before I upload, so some of these things will get fixed. Like, there's this one thing that was in a trailer that showed this one guy sitting down. His name is Mr. Membra, but you see him sitting down right here, and this huge clock in the background is kind of jittery. Like, I fixed that. So in the final release, you won't see any jittering of the clock or the minute hand, or I believe it was second hand jittering around as it's moving around. I fixed that. So a lot of these things are not the final product because I usually touch up things. So yeah, you have the two main characters here, Euram and Adela, arriving at some place here. So this is definitely a lot more grounded of a series. It's not meta in its politics. Um, so if you don't like how Binary Rose is, like how it's so in your face, like people are saying things that normally would be said in your head or on Discord conversations or these edgy YouTube political debates. No, they're not gonna say anything like that. These characters are really grounded, something you can relate to. So hopefully this will be the thing that people get excited over. And if people really like Wingless Butterfly, then you're gonna like what I'm gonna be doing next because I'm also gonna be working on the other story as soon as Wingless Butterfly Chapter One is uploaded because I just need something to prove to potential voice actors, as in yes, things might be slow, but I am a doer. I will get this stuff out, and so I can use Wingless Butterfly Chapter 1 as a starting point. Like, hey, look at this. I got this done. And I'm also working on Chapter 2 of it. And hopefully that will entice voice actors to jump on board to this new story I'm working on, which is going to be a lot more. It's going to feel like an indie project, as in these stories that's. Well, never mind. All these are indie projects. So. Well, you see that I'm trying these really cool camera techniques and cool storytelling techniques. I'm really flexing those aspects here with Wingless Butterfly and the next story. I won't reveal its name yet until it's time for voice casting calls. I already have a name in mind. Once you hear the name, you get where I'm going. Binary Rose, Wingless Butterfly. I mean, where is he going with all of this? So you get the other meanings behind these names soon. I won't tell you, but hopefully people will catch on. So yeah, that's what I'm working on now. Oh, I am also working on a new mini chapter that will be featured along with Chapter 8 and Wingless Butterfly Chapter 1. This mini chapter will be Chapter 7.6. Yeah, I know these numbers are getting out of hand here, but but it's something I do to let you know that these are chapters in between the main chapters. It doesn't mean that they're insignificant because Decaying Goddess, what you're gonna be seeing in like 3 Mondays from now, that's a significant plot point going on there, and yeah, it's going to be important, especially this one, 7.6 that's coming up. Even though it's dealing with reparations as a topic, whether or not it'll be between Ben and Megan. You're gonna see more of this liberal, I guess progressive, conservative mindset or this dichotomy really going at it. I didn't really play around with that as much as I could, but here you go. You get to see it now, and it also sets up the next big plot point for Megan. So Megan's finally gonna have a much bigger role instead of this demonic character that's torturing people. She's finally gonna have a role of her own, and that's gonna break up the Ben and Megan duo. But Ben, he's also gonna do his own thing. So I'm just playing around with these character dynamics and see how well they play off in different environments and different characters. And I guess well, I won't say much, but pretty very soon you're gonna see where I'm going with Ben, where he's gonna end up. But for sure, Megan it'll be obvious where she's going next. And of course, Black Lightning and James, they conclude their little story in Chapter 8. And Chapter 8 is done, so I get to finally move on to something else. And Chapter 9 will shed some light on Spot's origin story. I can finally work on that. And also set up the Christian Order as the big main antagonist of everything. So that's all I want to say. Yeah, a lot of this is bittersweet, but I'm still working on everything. I'm probably will never stop working on this. This is too fun of a project, but it's just going to be pure passion, not something I'm pursuing as a financially viable means. Yeah. So I'll be back December, hopefully with a release date, or I wouldn't, yeah, a release date for Wingless Butterfly Chapter 1, Chapter 8 of Binary Rose, and Chapter 7.6. Most likely they'll be available December. I seem to be going through this route of 3 chapters per month, but of course this will slow down in 2020. So, thanks for watching and take care. I'll be back next month.